Hello and welcome back to the Orange Bloods Texas Football YouTube channel. Today I have a special guest, Denzel Okafor, my very good friend. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to interview you mainly because, like I said, you're my friend and you haven't seen this side of reporter Serenity.
Right. No, I haven't, but I've definitely been engaged with it. And I like everything I see. It's actually you're good at this. You've been good at this. So
Yeah, I've been trying. Being at the university for 5 years, I learned something.
yeah, well, it's showing.
But you, very sad message, but signed off number 78.
I did.
As a Texas Longhorns after 6 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time, but it was all worth it in the end. I've enjoyed everyone I've met, all the things I've learned, all the relationships I've been able to be a part of, and I would not change anything.
And I'm going to ask you something that I wish someone asked me. It's so simple, but are you ready to be done?
It's crazy because for 6 years, this has been my life, and I've just become so accustomed to it as, I've just been bought into just being a football player and here at the university, and I've enjoyed every part of it. It is bittersweet to go, but I think a part of me is ready for something new, I guess. I never put in 6 years of my life into something as big as being a part of the football team here. But I am sad to go. But I think it's time. I really do think it's time because I gave it all I could. So.
And what's next for you?
What's next for me? I am going to begin training. Some people don't think that. A lot of people hit me up after my surgery, after I got hurt at the TCU game, and they were just like, oh, well, what's next for you? Are you going to find a job? And my goal has always been to make the NFL, and I think it hasn't changed. And I'll give myself a shot, and we'll see where it goes. But I don't want people to mistaken my injury for something that has to change my goals. I would hate myself if I didn't try to pursue my goal. And I think just my path and the way I'm working towards that goal has just shifted, but it has not changed. So everybody needs to realize that I am going to be fine. I'm still in good spirits, and I'm still pursuing my dream of going to the NFL. So that is my goal. So if you hear this, don't ask what's next for me. I'm giving you the answer. So that is what I'm going for right now.
Okay, noted. Denzel is not going anywhere.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know the process. Track is a lot different. So what happens now? You said you want to keep training and get back healthy. Do you go back home to do that, or do you have a coach in mind?
So it's technically how agents work. Agents usually contact athletes before the season starts sometime in the summer, and they will let you know that they have an interest in you and they want to build a relationship with you. And once your time is done playing, that they want to build that relationship into building you into the athlete that they know you can be and that I know I can be. So it's really just a talk right now of just talking to different agents that can help me be the best athlete I can be at the next level. And they have to fight for me and just show that they are really going to work to put me in a great spot.
And what's the timeline for it in terms of drafts or getting prepared for it? What is it looking like?
So unfortunately, we didn't make a bowl game. So typically we would usually still be training. It's usually after your season's over where they're like, okay, what's the plan? What do you want to do? And things like that. So I have some time now, but before New Year's hits, I do want to solidify who I'm going to commit myself to that will build me into the NFL prospect I know I can be. And so my timeline is sometime before the New Year's, sometime this month, of course, just because, everybody already has their plans for what they're going to do next season. So I am currently looking at my options and seeing which person will be the best to represent me in my future endeavors.
Now that you guys are done, you can reflect a little.
Yeah.
You know the end result now.
Right.
And you can think back on it. Did any of the 6 years go how you wanted them to go or go as planned?
None of them did.
6 out of 6 just did not.
Did not. My freshman year, committed to Coach Strong, and I loved Coach Strong. He was really the main reason that I came to UT in the first place, and to see him go was unfortunate. Then even the next year I wanted to, I was a second string in a second string battle for the right tackle position. And then Connor Williams had went down and I moved to left tackle. And that was my sophomore year playing meaningful snaps, and I didn't perform as good as I could have. So the next year, 2018, I'm like, oh yeah, it's time, it's time to really get on the field and just show everybody what I can do. And then that's when I redshirted that year, not knowing I was going to. So I redshirted that year. All right, 2019 hits. It's like, okay, same thing I was saying in 2017. Let's go, new year, let's get it. And I didn't see the field that much that I wanted to. I didn't end up starting that season. And that was devastating for me. Then it became, all right, I'm not going to play here. It's time to look at my options. So I had put myself in the transfer portal and was really seeing my options. And then I was realizing, going through the recruiting process again with all these coaches talking to me, I just realized that I didn't want to go through all that again. I really wanted to give myself another shot. I fell in love with Texas, and I didn't want to leave without, giving this university so much that I know I could. So I withdrew myself from the transfer portal, came back for the 2020 year, and then boom, pandemic. I'm like, bro. And so that happened, but regardless, we all fought for a season, and it happened. So that was the first year, 2020, that I played all the regular season games. And we didn't even have preseason. We only had one preseason game out of the 3 that we usually have. So I lost some games, but I still got on the field and played in a lot of meaningful games that really showed my skill set. And then we're going into the bowl game, and boom, I get COVID. So I didn't finish off that season. I played every game but that one. And just to see all my teammates, all my boys just having fun and just playing, flying around, it was a great experience. It was just great to see them. I was on the sideline, but it was great to watch them and just see them have so much fun. And I was just looking on the side. I was happy to be there, but I was sad not to play. But it was just seeing how happy my teammates were and just how much they had worked. It was enough for me to kind of selflessly think about myself. So that was good. Then, of course, this year, we're coming in. I'm like, bro, before I get to this year, I was contemplating if I should declare, because I had been here 5 years, and I didn't know if I had enough game footage to play, for scouts and other people to really see my game. So it was just long talks with my family, friends, and I decided, let's go one more year. It was actually me and Tope. We're boys. We're like this, man. So we talked about it too, and we're just like, he's like, hey, if you do this, man, I'm gonna do it with you. So I'm like, let's get it. So we went one more year, and we're going good. The mask mandate was lifted, and everybody's at the games. DKR renovated, new field, everything's great. So I'm just like, yeah, it's time to finish it off right. So I feel like I was playing good the first 5 games. Really just I think you could tell a difference in my game between prior to the last year. So we get to TCU and just an unfortunate event happened, and didn't even think that it was serious at the time. I thought I had tore my MCL, but I did not tear my MCL. And the MCL surgery, you can usually be back for some time, but I didn't tear my ACL, but that's good. But I tore something in my leg, and it turned out that I would be out for the rest of the season. And learning that was just demoralizing. Like, it was, because I had given so much to this university, and I thought I was going to finish strong. And when that happened, it just seemed like everything was taken away from me. And I was going through it. That was my first time going through a major injury. And looking back at it now, you don't really understand what people go through when they go through injuries. And I think that's when I really started taking my mental health serious, because, I was just in a dark place with thoughts going in my head, and it was a scary time. So I had to really just reflect and just think about, how I'm going to get myself back, how I'm going to do this, what am I going to do? Because people are here, in my ear, doubting that I'll ever have a chance to, go beyond the next level. So I just told myself, prayed about it a lot, and I know essentially what I want to do. So, if you want to do something, you're the only person that's going to have that happen. So I committed myself into getting back right. I'm 7 weeks post-op, and I'm feeling better. I'm getting strength back in my leg, and I committed myself into just getting myself back, because I know what I have. I know what I can bring to the table, and I just don't want it to end like this. So I'm just committed myself into getting my mental right, getting my knee right, and just really doing all I can to be the best player I can be. And I think this year has really just helped me just reflect on everything and just know that I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to keep working. So that's currently what I'm doing right now. And we'll see where I go, but I'm in good spirits and I'm still working. So I just want everybody to know that. And I promise you'll see me on the field one day. You will.
Is there anything you would have done differently?
Is there anything I would have done differently? I don't really think so. I don't sit here this year regretting anything I've done in the past. Because I'm pretty sure I was bought in when I committed to this place in 2016. Everybody thinks they can work harder, but I feel like I worked no one ever thought of me as someone that's lazy, that didn't want to play or contribute to the success of the team. So I can't sit here and say that I regret anything I've done in the past, because I guess it just wasn't my time. But it just motivated me to work harder and build a competitive spirit that really got me to where I am now. And I can't sit here and say I regret anything. I think I'm good on that. I think I gave it up my all, honestly.
Love that for you. Because look, my freshman year, I wish I was not going in. Wow, now I don't even remember the name of it. San Jack's eating area at the bottom.
Cypress.
Oh my gosh, I haven't said that in so long. I wish I was not going to Cypress.
Oh yeah,
The amount of times I was. That freshman 15 was definitely like a freshman 20 for me.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, Cypress is so good, bro. I was eating that breakfast and the nachos for days.
Like, why are you putting snacks at the bottom of a college dorm?
Don't understand. But I was just buying them. I was just buying it all.
I was swiping. And then we got swipes on our card. Swipe.
Like 800 or something, like for a semester. At least we did. I don't know. But I
was just about to say that, just to give you guys a little bit of insight, the viewers. There's in San Jacinto dormitory. All of the athletes are stuck in there on the north or the south side, and at the bottom of it, it looks like a convenience store. In the inside. For the Texans, it looks like a Buc-ee's, like a mini Buc-ee's. So you can buy anything down there, and they also have like real food. And then it's not any better. You could just walk to Jester dorm and it's Wendy's.
Wendy's over there. Yeah.
And for all of the athletes, probably depending on scholarship, but for all of the athletes, I think ours is at least like $800 or $900 just on our student ID.
Yeah.
And that's not even out of your scholarship. They reload it every semester, I think.
Every semester, yes.
So we were just like, it didn't even feel like we were spending money. You can't get the money off of it either. So you have to just...
It just felt like free food. And, you know,
it was just free food.
The crazy thing, some people didn't even use it. So at the end of the year, they're like, yeah, I'm moving off. And they're like, I still have like $900. So we'll just take their card and just clean out the store.
Clean out the store.
Like,
especially during like Christmas break. Yeah. It was open. The tank wasn't open.
Exactly. This is crazy. We're here buying like greeting cards and pliers or things like that. Like things we don't even need just because other dudes have the money. But like it was the life. It was the life.
I'm happy you don't regret anything. Me, I would say like that's like the number one thing I regret. Maybe also took too many trips to 6th Street. If I didn't do that, maybe some things would have gone differently. Yeah. But you know,
I had my fun.
You gotta go through emotions. Yeah. But in terms of valuable lessons you've learned in these 6 years, it doesn't have to be one, but I need one for football, in terms of relationships, and in terms of school. What's some valuable lessons you've learned?
Let me touch on the school thing. You have to really, coming into college as an athlete on a full ride scholarship, you know, it's kind of, you hear a lot of things in high school saying, you know, you're the next big thing. Like you keep up the work that you're doing right now, you're gonna get drafted high. That's all you're hearing in your ear. So a lot of these, a lot of my old teammates present, they have this mindset of, I'm going to do 4 years of school, and then I'm going to be gone. Like, I'm just going to get myself into some degree, get myself into some major that doesn't really mean anything. And I'm just going to, you know, kind of just cruise control through the whole thing.
Yeah, sports management.
And it's unfortunate that that's just the way it is nowadays, because you really have no passion to learn something that a lot of people wish they were in your shoes. They wish that they were at the University of Texas getting a degree that means a lot. So I think we take that for granted. And I'm guilty of that as well. It took me about junior year to actually realize I need to get serious. Like I need to start studying and I need to really invest myself into my schoolwork. So a lot of people have a lot of these young cats, you know, they come into college and they don't really care for what they're learning. You know, they're not really bringing backpacks to school. It's just like, I'm just going to get my degree. I'm just going to get it for the University of Texas, but they're not getting it for themselves. And it sucks to say that I've seen some of my teammates who have had that mindset and they were gifted on the field and they left like, I'm going to leave early, and then they get their degree. They're 1 year away or a semester away from getting their degree. And I mean, it may not mean anything to them, but it's just you put all your time going into class and you're that close. Might as well just get it. I might as well. It'll take you so far. And I haven't even been released yet into the real world, but I know that I can have that saying, yes, I graduated and this is what I majored in. This is my specialty. And I really think that's something that you should really take the time into before anyone goes to college. Like, take the time into really seeing what you want to learn. And you may not know. I was undeclared for a year and a half until I realized, okay, let me go into something that I may have a passion for. And I found that, and I got my degree in it, and now I'm in grad school pursuing that even more. So I think education is really big, because you can't put all your chips in one basket. And if you do and it works for you, which it has for some other people, then that's good for them. But you have to realize that football is not forever, and one day you're going to need something to fall back on. And if you're blessed enough to make enough money where you don't need anything, that's just like good for you. It's very rare, but good for you. I mean, I'm pretty sure we wish we were all like that, but that's just not the reality of this. So as far as education, just make sure that you invest your time into your schoolwork and your studies, because you're going to need it one day. And if you just let this opportunity pass, it's going to be hard trying to get it back in the future. So that's what I say about education. As far as, what was the other one? Coaches,
football or relationships.
Oh, okay. Football. Let's go with football. With football, is you have to. It's all an investment, really, and you just have to invest yourself from day one. I had that high school mentality. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to UT, and I'm going to, ball out. Hopefully, as a freshman, I'm just gonna keep balling out until I make it first round, second round, and all that stuff. But you have to make sure you put in the work. And some days, I will say that some days I felt lazy, but it's kind of like a 24/7 job. It is stressful being a student athlete with school, study hall, and all that other stuff. But that's technically, this is our job. It's our job to go to study hall. It's our job to go to workouts. It's our job to get yelled at in film. It's our job to be. It's a big, overwhelming job, but that's just our role. And you have to really take that into consideration as far as to where you want to go. Some people just do this and then they realize they don't like it, and then they're kind of just doing it just to get through. And that there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't have a love for football anymore, you should do what's definitely best for your mental health, just best for yourself. And I've seen a lot of people they're a lot more happier when they're not involved with football, when they're not involved with waking up early in the morning and, getting yelled at by a coach. And I respect that because, they set aside something that they've been a part of for so long just for their happiness. And I can do nothing but, take off my hat to them, because that's huge. Mm-hmm. So I think really you just need to know your role and do your role. And if you don't like it, then find out what it is that you're looking for. If football doesn't make you happy, then do something that makes you happy. But I've done my fair share of complaining, of course, like waking up, all this stuff. I feel like we all have. It's just kind of natural. But at the end of the day, football is a great sport, and just the relationships you get from it with the coaches, your teammates, it takes you so far. Because now the only thing I think about in the past is just the funny times, the great times I had in the locker room. And I will have that for a memory, and I'm glad I do. So just know your role, do your role, and that will make sure you become the best you can be. So that's my advice for football. And then as far as relationships, man, this university is huge. How many people go to the school? 50,000? I don't know. I don't know.
It goes up every year.
Yeah, but we never know who you're gonna run into or who's in your class. Like, I'm at the University of Texas. I could be sitting by the next CEO of Nike or whatever. So building relationships is really a huge thing. Everybody does different stuff. I know NFL players, I know actors, I know models. Like, it's just crazy how broad of the people I know, just because of me going here and building relationships, and even people that work with major industries. It's insane. So I think the relationships that the people you meet, like a simple hi or hey, how's it going, can take you so far. Because I know so many people here, and if I need something in a field, I think I can go to them for a reference or just for information that will take me anywhere. So one of my coaches said that last year. It's just a simple words of hi can take you so far, and I think that's really huge. So as far as relationships, keep them. You meet somebody, they're at the University of Texas for a reason. So just make sure you keep that relationship, and you'll see how far it goes. Look at you, like I might see you on ESPN one day, and hey, that's what I'm saying. So it's always good to make sure you maintain a healthy relationship with the people you come in contact with.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't have said it better.
Right.
We all come in like, oh my gosh, like my goal was I'm going to be here for 3 years and then I'm going to go pro because, I committed to a great university and that's what I expected to happen. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I saw that was happening. I was trying to follow the footsteps of like Ashley Spencer, Courtney Okolo, all the greats, mm-hmm. and not realizing that they put in like 24/8 to get.
Oh yeah.
So you know, you gotta fully commit to school too.
Yeah,
especially for football players.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the time I have asked you guys, you know, just being in class with you guys, like, what do y'all want to do when you grow up?
Right.
And every single answer is just like, well, I'm going to the NFL. Like, I don't have to think about what I do when I retire.
Right.
And I always, you know, the number one thing that people say is, well, what if you get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what are you going to do after you get hurt? But then they say, well, I'm not going to get hurt. Okay, well, now after 2020, what happens if there's a pandemic and there's no more football? Right. What do you like to do now?
Yeah.
You know, so, and I will say, like, a lot of advisors coming in, it's different now. The culture is definitely different now. You know what I'm talking about. We both came in 2016. And like you said, you pick these play majors and sports management. Mm-hmm. That's like the number one major that everybody picks, that is just kind of like the play one. For sure. Because a lot of athletes are just scared out of doing what they possibly really like to do. Right. People even majoring in business was unheard of when I first came into Texas. Like, my teammate was told, you're not going to have time for that by an advisor. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's crazy to me. But now I see, like, Jake Majors just got accepted into Macombs. Mm-hmm. Then Tope just got his 3rd degree. Like, so these things were unheard of. And I think that is really great to do because, you know, like, another pandemic could just fall on us and you have a degree to rely on. Exactly. So it's just, you gotta have a plan B. Just use the university. I'm telling you, like, the university is using you to get them revenue and ticket sales, TV views, all that stuff. And it's just like, no one has used this university better than Tope. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody's joking, like, dang, you're gonna do a 7th one. By the time he's leaving here, he's gonna be a professor or something like that. No one knows, because he's definitely used the university. So I think it's just huge that people take into consideration their education, because when football comes to an end, you're just gonna be sitting there like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, you got to fall back to what you did in college, and like, all right, I have some knowledge in there. Let's go pursue it. So that's kind of the thing that everybody, all student athletes, should really be thinking about if football doesn't work out, because it does not work out for everybody, and that's just the reality of the sport. And it really is. Mm-hmm. And you can find different passions and stuff. You know, like freshman year me, if somebody walked up to me and was like, you're not gonna go pro, you didn't end up winning a national championship 4 years in a row like you thought you were going to, you're like, man, like, you're crazy. I must have been hurt, like, or something, like something went wrong. Mm-hmm. But instead, it's like, I still got my All-American accolades, and I still did work my butt off while still doing the internships, the externships, you know, just really trying to have my hands in all sports and media, anything, wanting to get a certificate over here. I was always the one where it's like, Serenity, you know, you run good. Like, what's the point of doing all that? But I just kind of looked at it like, if something does not work out, I need to be okay with what my plan B is. Exactly. And I never would have thought in a million years that me going pro, I would be perfectly fine with not, you know, but it's because I'm doing what I love. I'm being a reporter, you know, I'm talking to great athletes all day, and that's something I love to do, but I would not have gotten there if I didn't literally open my mind to it while still being an All-American every single year. Mm-hmm. Like, it's possible to do both. Exactly. So on that note, what is your advice for number 78? For number 78. What is next year's number 78? What is my advice? Give it all you got. And first, give it all you got. If you commit yourself to the university, to the coach, whoever you sign with, they're in that power of position for a reason. So if you commit yourself to them, you will see that it will take you so far, and you'll better yourself, you'll better the team, all slowly, but eventually it will all add up. So number 78 in the future, just invest in yourself, commit yourself to the team, and
you will go super far. I did not think that, I mean, I've been here 6 years, and I did not think my career would end up like this, but I'm still going strong and I'm still standing 10 toes down. You'll make it far. Just stay on the course that they plan for you, because we have a lot of support here at the University of Texas that a lot of schools are not fortunate enough to have. So definitely commit yourself, because this is a great university and it provides so much for us. And if I had the mindset I did my freshman year, there's no telling how far I could go, honestly. So just invest in yourself, commit to the team. You will be fine.
And stay the course.
Stay the course.
I love that. And before we close out, your thoughts on Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly, Marcus? What's up?
This is crazy. Honestly, I don't know what's been going on in college football. I've never really been a fan of OU, so this is kind of my revenge of that's what they get. But
you and Tope are literally one and the same. He told me, I don't know which interview is going to come out first, so I'm sorry if I spoil things for the viewers, but he was literally like, they'll get over it. Like, we've had 3 coaches.
You know what I'm saying? We've had 3 coaches, and they're here complaining about a 10-win season. Like, am I supposed to feel sorry for them? Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's up to them, honestly. I'm not gonna wish anything bad on them, but if they're crying about that, then they don't know what real suffering is. So right. I'm gonna leave it at that. Lincoln Riley, I don't know. If I committed to a coach like Lincoln Riley and he did that, like just left the way he did, like, come on, man. Like, come on, do this more professionally. I heard stuff and it's all speculations and rumors. I don't know if that's true, nor do I really care. But if that is true, it's just like, don't do that. Don't do that to your players, because they're all collectively working for the same goal, and just to dip on that. And like, I know family stuff is different, but that's your family, man. Like this team is my family, you know? And so that's why I was at every game, even with a hurt leg. Like, that's my family. I'm gonna be there for them. Yeah, it's just a family. You do anything for family. So I don't know about that. As far as Notre Dame and LSU, I hated to see the original coach go, honestly. I liked him. I did like him. I never seen the guy, but I
liked Ed.
I liked Ed a lot. So I don't really know what happened, but
it's cutthroat in this business, man.
Hey, man, business. That's the key word, business. It's like, gosh, whatever happened to love and compassion? Business. I don't know, but it is what it is.
It is. You're like, I'm kind of just like, it all happened in like a week.
Yeah.
So kind of sitting back and like, I wake up like, what happened today?
Right. Yo, what is going on?
What's happening today?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how people would feel about when Texas would go through coaching switches.
Yeah.
Like, dang, again?
Again? Bro, 3. Like 3. I've been here 6 years and had 3 head coaches and 4 position coaches. That is crazy. You usually hear that when people go like transfer or something like that. I've had at the same place. Like, dude, gosh, that's just so much. But I stayed the course.
You stayed the course. And on that note, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Orange and Bloods Texas football YouTube channel. This was fun, Denzel. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed this. I was hoping one day. I was seeing snacks and I was seeing snacks with Jake. I'm like, bro, I've had a class with this girl. Like, when is she gonna like, dang?
Please.
It's all love. I'm kidding. It's all love.
Thank you, though.
Oh, no, for sure. No, I enjoyed it. It was nice.